Hi, thanks for tuning in to watch my Steam Party How-To series. In this video, we're going to talk about the ending of the game and returning back to the main menu and reconnecting the party together. So there's a couple steps you need to integrate into your game side of your menus. So let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my game. Again, a lot of this stuff may already be done for your own game. I'm just doing it from scratch. So I'm going to go to my other level, my game level, which is the flying example map. Yes, let's save everything. I did rebuild lighting on that last level. All right, so that's the only thing that's happened since the last video. What I want to do is go to the game mode that we have here. So this is GM game mode, and I want to open that up. Now what I need to do is create an interface, just like we did on the main menu of the player controller. Right now it's the base player controller, so we actually want to create another class. So what I'll do is create another player controller class. Blueprint, and then this one we can use just a default one, or if you have your own one, you can use that also. It's just some place that we can interface with our Steam Party. Okay, PC, and I'll call this one game. All right, so that's player controller for the game mode, and what we'll do is open that up to the game and set it to the player controller class aside of the game mode settings. There we go. That's all we got to do for the game itself. Now on the player controller side, we need to actually, I need to interface say, hey, I want to exit the game so we go back to the main menu, because that's what we're really setting up, just exiting the game. So this piece this part can be skipped over if you already have that mechanism in your game. You just go to however you exit the game and exit and add the code in. I'll go ahead and create a new widget class for that real quick. We'll do W underscore, let's call it game menu to keep it consistent. And the W is for widget. So I'll go ahead and open this up, and just to save time again, I am going to do my little hack here, which is go over to my Steam example and go to my game menu, go to the designer, copy everything, copy it, and then bring it back over here, and then delete the canvas, paste it, kaboom. All right, now go to the graph, and what we need to do is have the button. So I'll go ahead and go back to do the same thing again. I need to go over to the Steam example and go to the event graph. And there's really not much to copy over here. So basically, whenever we exit the game, however the mechanism you're going to exit the game, we need to call the Steam Bacon game instance and say destroy the game session that you currently created. So this is where we do it at. I'll go ahead and copy this whole thing and bring it over to here, and there we go, and this will destroy our session. This is the game session, our game session. Now again, this is all created behind the scenes. It's just whenever you exit the game, you need to tell it, hey, we're done, let's go ahead and shut down the game session here. This is the game session, and then also the party session is still active. That's what's going to bring us back together. So from earlier video from the game session talk, we talked about the two different types of sessions you can have. You can have a game session and a party session. So this specific one's going to close down our game session for this air battle. So I'll go ahead and save that. And then the last thing I need to do is I need a way to actually like escape from that main menu. So if the main menu is up, I want to hit escape to exit out. So what I want to do is go over here to the input functions, and let's override on key up. So here we go. And what I'll do is if I go over to my Steam Party, I'll just go ahead and copy that over as well. I'll go ahead and copy this, control copy, and then bring it back over here. And then we'll want to pull that here and pull this here, unhandled and false. So basically it's just checking what key is being pressed. If it is escape or enter, either way, it will go ahead and remove itself from the viewport and then set the game mode back to game. All right, and then the other thing I need to do is get the input here to set, because we got to know what the key was. All right, so that's pretty straightforward, and that's all we need. Hit compile and be saved, and that's pretty much all we need to do on the game menu. That what you need to add is really just the exiting and destroy the session. All this other stuff is just extra stuff. All right, let's see. Not really pertinent to the plugin specifically, but just for the example, I needed to get it going. All right, so now I have the game menu itself. Now what I need to do is actually create that instance of it through the player controller. So I want to go to the player controller. Oh, that's the player control for the menu. We do not want that one. We want to open the one we just created, PC game. It's a very important step there. What I want to do first is create a couple of variables that we're going to have. So I'm going to go ahead and create a variable for the menu. So we'll call it UI underscore game menu. And then I'll make that a W underscore game menu. There we go. And save it. And then we'll add another variable called boolean is game menu active, just so that we know when the game menu is actually active, not to close it. So I'll go ahead and add that. All right. And then by default, we don't want it to be turned on, so we'll go ahead and leave that off. And now we'll go back to the event graph. And the next thing I want to do is just really the same as before. Just let's go into our Steam party example from online, the project. What we want to do is when we first get into event play, we want to set the input mode to game, so we start playing immediately. And then whenever we actually hit escape or enter, again, whatever your game desires, we can actually show is the game show the game menu if it's already there. If it's not, create it and then show it. Or if we're trying to remove it, just remove it and get rid of it. And switch the input mode back to game, and this sets the input mode to UI. Now it's pretty important to know that the reason why I have escape and enter, because if you're in Pi, you hit escape, it closes down the instance of the game, and so it's handy to have another button just for testing. So I put enter in there, so we're in Pi, we can still test the functionality, but in game I would prefer escape because that's pretty natural for people. So let's go ahead and copy this stuff over. I'm going to go ahead and copy this one over pretty quickly. All right, go here, and then for the event play, we'll copy that over here, and we're good to go. And if I compile, I should get something. I do have a couple here I have to switch over. What I need to do is, from lessons from the last one, let's go ahead and disconnect this and make this, this is W underscore game menu. There it is. And then switch this to here. Well, to get rid of this return value, I think we have to click on none first. All right, and then select game. Try this again. Game menu. All right, well, apparently this doesn't like to be connected up to anything whenever you change it. So let's go to none, and then game menu. For some reason, this does not like to be changed, so we'll just create a new widget from scratch, because I don't know. This node is kind of funky with that orphan. Again, this is a new feature, so maybe there's some little bit of nuances we have to deal with, so it's not a big deal. We'll go ahead and change this to game menu, W underscore game menu. At least it's a pretty straightforward fix, and then click on that, because I don't want to have it any red. Red is dead. Okay. And then the other thing we need to do is go ahead and unhook it, put it there. Boom. There we go. And same thing here. Unhook it, put it there. Unhook it, put it there. Now we should be set for that part of it. File, save. Ba-boom. We have it. All right. Everything is happy. And now the next thing to do is I'll just double check we didn't miss anything in my play controller. We're good. We're good. All right. So well, let's give this a test real quick. So let's go ahead and hit play. And if I hit enter, I have the main menu. If I click that button, it will bring up to load the other map. So I'll go ahead and exit out. And just to go over that real quick, if I go to on collect again, I talked about destroying the game session, but over here, the open level main menu, that's actually the level transition to open the map name. So make sure you change that to whatever map name you have. So let's go ahead and give this a little try here. And let's exit out of here, close everything down, file, save all. And we have to launch it outside of the editor. So I want to right click on this and launch game in Steam. Though I should close down all editors that I do have open, just in case it does conflict with Steam. So I will go ahead and close that one down and launch the game. And this time we should be able to go in the game. We've already tested that in the last video. And then once you're in the game, exit the main menu and come back, exit the game, and then come back to the main menu. So I'll go ahead and do that now. We do have our friends list, yay, but I'm just gonna play by myself. So just click on my party icon host. It creates a party of 1 and creates me as a member of that party. So we are in a party now, just I don't have any friends yet. We'll do that in the follow-up video. I'll go ahead and start the map, hit play game. And I'm here, I'm gonna shoot this guy, and yes, all right, cool. I'm having lots of fun, but now I gotta go, game is over. Hit escape, and boom, the game menu came up. If I hit escape again, the main menu, it takes me back out to the first map, the main menu map. And then we already see it's connected back already to the lobby. We already have as part of this group. And one thing I do have is whenever you do come back, if you the first time you click on a button that spawns over here, it's because of a timing issue with whenever the viewport draws. Something I'm going to look into fixing in a future update to get at least the example of how that UMG is updated after a restart. So again, if you click on it, it fixes that little issue. But it looks like everything's working good. We're back in the party and ready to go. So now the next thing is really to get people in this game to take with us and see if that works really well or not. Again, if you have any questions or any comments, please leave it below. And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.